Thai political prisoners. Darunee Charnchoensilpakul. Darunee Charnchoensilpakul was sentenced to 18 years in jail on lèse-majesté charges on the 28th of August 2009. The trial, conducted in a closed court, saw her receive 6 years for each of the 3 comments she made in a political rally. The case makes a mockery of Thailand's judicial processes. Commonly known as Torpedo, Darunee, a pro-taxing and self-proclaimed pro-democracy campaigner, was arrested on the 22nd of July 2008 after delivering an exceptionally strong 30-minute speech denouncing the 2006 coup and the monarchy. Thai reports say that she is also accused of slandering General Saprang Kalayanamit, an outspoken leader of the 2006 military coup. Darunee is from Bangkok and had previously worked for the Pim Thai newspaper and the Thai Sky News cable network. She was refused bail at least 3 times, supported by Chulalongkorn University's Sutachai Yimpraset. The court found no grounds to grant her bail. The Bangkok Post reported that the charges against Ms. Darunee carried very heavy penalties and that her alleged offences could tarnish the monarchy, therefore granting her bail could hurt the feelings of the king's loyal subjects. However, her lawyer pointed out that her case does not fall under the legal reasons for denying bail. According to Article 108 of the Criminal Procedures Act, a suspect should be denied bail if he or she was likely to escape or repeat the offence he or she was accused of, or to meddle with witnesses and evidence, or if the bail guarantor was deemed to be unreliable. In February 2009, it was reported that Darunee was ill, thin and discouraged. A report says that her voice was hoarse and her words sounded fuzzy, as she could hardly open her mouth to speak due to severe jaw dysfunction. This is a medical condition that the court considered no grounds for granting bail. She feels alone and abandoned, and she endures insults from fellow inmates and prison officials who castigate her for showing disrespect to the monarchy. However, this phase soon passed, and she continued to remain defiant. When Darunee's trial began in June 2009, the judge, citing reasons of national security, closed the trial. This decision caused an emotional response from Darunee, who said, "I want justice." She said, "The speech I was charged with was made at an open rally. I cannot accept that a closed trial will guarantee justice." Judge Promat Tusang said Darunee's trial at Bangkok's criminal court disingenuously claimed, "I guarantee the defendant will get a fair trial," and then closed the court. In July 2009, Darunee appeared in court on other charges, accused of surrounding the offices of ASTV and insulting Sondi Limtongkul when she had led a group of red shirts to protest against the yellow shirts mouthpiece in 2007. She was charged with gathering in a group of 10 or more people to instigate public unrest, detaining other people, damaging private property, trespass and insulting others, in the incident when she led a group of about 50 to 70 red shirts to protest at the ASTV office on Pra Atid Road on June 1, 2007. When the defence lawyer requested that the court summon Sondi to testify as a witness, Sondi's lawyers declined. She was eventually convicted on this charge, but having served a year in jail, the fine she received was set aside. To mark the first anniversary of Darunee's jailing, activists called on the public to visit her on the 30th of July at Klong Plem prison, bringing flowers and banners in support. Their visit received some publicity. On the 28th of August 2009, Darunee was sentenced to 18 years in jail. She received 6 years for each of the 3 comments she made in a political rally. No one can claim that this was a fair trial, as the decision comes from a court that was closed. Darunee remained defiant, vowing to fight on. In fact, PPT believes that her refusal to plead guilty is the reason why she has received such a harsh sentence. Usually, it is expected that those on lèse-majesté charges will plead guilty in the belief that they will receive a lighter sentence in exchange for the case not having to go to court. This perspective is also expressed in the Financial Times, the 28th of August 2009 Thai activist jailed for 18 years article that states, "Few defendants in lèse-majesté cases choose to fight the charges as Ms. Darunee did. Lawyers say the ill-defined laws are almost impossible to beat, even in a case that is open to public scrutiny, and most choose to plead guilty and beg the king for mercy on conviction. Thai law stipulates that defendants who choose to admit the charges against them can receive more lenient sentences. Some 30 to 40 of her supporters were present at the reading of the verdict. Following her sentencing, Darunee has been the subject of harassment by prison officials and was placed in solitary confinement for unspecified offences. The prison has also created a special name tag for her, identifying her as convicted for lèse-majesté. It seems that 18 years is insufficient punishment for some authorities. On the 27th of October 2009, Darunee's lawyer, Prawasi Prapannukul, lodged an appeal at the criminal court. On the 29th of July 2010, Darunee requested temporary release to receive medical treatment. She also argued that Sonthi Lintongkul, a PAD leader accused of the same crime, has always been granted bail until now. Naturally, Sonthi, being a yellow shirt, gets different treatment. Her request was rejected a few days later, citing the fact that her case carried a severe punishment and her crime was against the revered and venerated monarchy, affecting widely the feelings of loyal people. Because of her sentence of 18 years imprisonment, the court thought she would not flee. Finally, in February 2011, the appeals court voided the jail sentence handed down by the criminal court in Darunee's closed trial. The grounds were that her earlier petition for a Constitution Court ruling on legal procedures, based on sections 28 and 40 of the Constitution, had not been forwarded to the court for due consideration. She asked the criminal court to forward her petition to the Constitution Court to rule whether the prosecutor's request was constitutional. The criminal court did not forward her petition to the Constitution Court and went ahead with the trial and convicted and sentenced her. The appeals court annulled the jail sentence. The outcome meant that the criminal court would forward her original petition to the Constitution Court for a ruling on whether the prosecutor's request for a trial to be held in camera under section 177 of the Criminal Procedures Code contravenes sections 29 and 40 of the Constitution. If the Constitution Court rules in her favour, the prosecution can request a fresh trial. The charge was not dismissed. The decision also meant that Darunee was not immediately released, but could request bail. On the 17th of February 2011, her lawyer and brother went with 1 million baht in cash to attempt to bail her out. The request was denied, on the basis that earlier courts had denied her request for bail, that she had committed a grave crime against the monarchy, and that she was a flight risk. Her lawyer appealed against the bail denial, and that appeal was dismissed on the 1st of March 2011. The date of reading of the Constitutional Court's verdict on the case is set for the 25th of May 2011.